So we're here today with Jess and Rhian, who are OT students from the University of Plymouth, and they have been the first OT students to go out to the marvellous Green Tree Court. And the manager and
the home manager and the deputy manager. There you go.
Thank you. And the home and deputy manager of Green Tree Court. So we're just going to do some introductions first of all. My name's Jo Sutton. I am a project worker for the Clinical Placement Expansion team, and my role is to find healthcare students placements in health and social care across primary and social care across Devon. Can I ask you to introduce yourself, ladies, please?
Yeah, so I'm Jessica Belshaw, and I'm a Year 2 occupational therapy student at Plymouth University.
Thank you.
My name is Rhian Parnell, and I am in my second placement, but I'm in my final year MSc pre-reg occupational therapy degree.
Lovely, and thank you very much for your time today. And so we've just got a few questions to find out about your experiences at Green Tree. Can I just ask you how you felt when you've been allocated a placement at Green Tree in a care home?
I was apprehensive as I've never worked in this kind of area before, like no healthcare experience prior to this, other than my first placement. So I was a little bit nervous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just really excited that the opportunity was being given to us as occupational therapy students, because it's not a common placement. So I was really, really grateful for the opportunity to come to a care home.
That's lovely. And I know then at Green Tree they've got 2 permanent members of OT staff there who we'll meet shortly. And they've been your supervisors, I understand, or your practice educators whilst you've been in placement.
Yeah.
Can you tell me some of the key highlights, because I know it's gone well, some of the key highlights of your time at Green Tree?
I've really enjoyed the rapport with everyone. Like, we've got a really lovely relationship, and I felt very supported through the whole time here. Yeah. And getting to do a bit of everything within the care home, meeting residents. Yeah, I've loved that.
Okay. And Rhian?
I enjoyed kind of the complexity of the care home residents, and being able to have the time to get to know the residents here, whereas in other settings with complex patients, that's not always the case. So it was really good to get a really good grounding in occupational therapy in line with the people that live here with complex disabilities.
That's lovely. Thank you very much. So it's clearly been a good experience for you.
Yeah.
And so what advice would you give to your colleagues if they're coming behind you, so to speak, and they've been allocated a placement at Green Tree Court?
Embrace everything that you have to offer, because nothing that you learn here will ever be wasted.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I think it's just give yourself the time to learn. You're not gonna. There's so much to learn here. You're not going to learn everything in the first week.
Sure.
Just to really embrace the opportunity and ask questions. No one here is too scary to ask questions of. So even the home manager.
Oh, no, that's lovely. That's lovely feedback. And is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just, come with a really open mind and embrace the experience.
That's lovely. Thank you. I'm now joined by Sue and Nina, who are the OTs from Green Tree Court, and they've been the practice educators for Rhian and Jess. And so just wanted to ask you some similar questions, really, about your experience from the other side. So how did you feel about the students being allocated to you beforehand?
We were absolutely thrilled, actually. We've been thinking for some time about having students, but then COVID intervened. This is a perfect time for them to start coming, and we wondered how it might go. We mused a lot about will they like each other, will they like us. We needn't have worried at all. It's all been fantastic.
That's great. That's really great.
Exciting to have students with us, and it creates a new energy in the therapy department, in the home, and it was all very positive, and it was the right time for us to have students and share what a brilliant place this is, what a brilliant therapy team we have.
That's great. That's really lovely feedback, clearly from both sides. What were your highlights then of the time that the girls have been with you, that the 2 OT students have been with you?
Oh gosh, there's been at least 10 every day.
That's an amazing thing to say.
Yeah. They've been a fabulous team in themselves, and they've added so much, enriched our team, and consequently the whole home. Highlights.
Well, I think seeing Rhiannon and Jess as students here, clearly students, and then becoming autonomous practitioners and being very valuable members of our team, that's been a highlight. It's also been a highlight to see the buzz around the home when, you know, four of us are in a corridor. It opens up conversations about OT and what OT means. And it's an opportunity to educate and make everybody aware of occupational therapy within this setting.
Yeah, that's great.
I also looked forward very much to their case study presentations, which we did this morning.
Right.
And
tell us a little bit about that.
Blown away by it. Blown away.
All 4 of us.
Yeah. None of us expected that much. The detail that they came out with. All the things that were on the checklist for their competencies were covered. All the legislation, the frames of reference, the underpinning theory, everything was there, as well as that wonderful humanness.
Yeah.
It was priceless.
Yeah.
It was great to see such difference in the case studies as well, which reflected that, you know, Rhiannon's personality and Jess's personality came through that. So that was really nice to see.
Yeah, that's lovely, and lovely comments, and a reflection then on of both sides. So the support they've had, and clearly the abilities and the input from the students there. So that's lovely. And so, do you feel that as practice educators, you've been well supported in the process of setting up for the placement and throughout the placement, and so you've received the support that you need as well?
Yes, the paperwork was a little scary at first, but once you sit down and actually break it down, it was very straightforward. Okay. And we've had enough contact from yourselves, from the university. We haven't had any issues or any need to contact you for anything other than saying we're doing great.
So, that's great. Yeah. That's great. Okay, and anything else you'd like to add?
I think that anybody who's hesitant about having students, go ahead and do it. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Yeah. It's priceless. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to be able to give to the next generation all our knowledge, experience and wisdom.
And let them give something back to us.
And and they contribute to us, so they've raised our game a little as well. Not too far, of course. And but please everybody think hard about, they're not any trouble at all. They're an absolute bonus.
That's lovely. Thank you both very much for your time and your support for students. That's lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now I'm joined by Helen, who's manager of Green Tree Court, and Sarah, who is the deputy manager. And thank you very much, because we needed support, obviously, from the whole team to take the students on board. And so just to get your perspective, really, how did you feel before the students came out to you?
Oh, I mean, we've been waiting for so long to have student placements at Green Tree Court, and I'm a nurse, as is Sarah, and you know, I worked in the care home sector since I qualified, so 30 years, and you do get a little bit fed up of being thought of as the poor sector, so to speak, and that students can't get such a enriched placement from the care home sector as they may get in hospital. And I'm so proud, obviously, of Sue and the team here and the incredible things that they do at Green Tree Court and the amazing things that happen at Green Tree Court, and the case studies and the results and the diverse client group that we have, that it would be such a waste not to share that with students and let them have that experience, and also maybe go out and say, do you know what, the care home sector is actually sometimes ahead of the rest of the pack, and you can learn so much, so don't be afraid to go to a care home. And I think that's why I know Sarah, we were so, and of course the amazing A team of therapists that we have, we were so passionate, and I've been so keen to have students to say, come to Greentree Court, see what we do, see what you can do in the care home sector.
That's lovely, thank you. And Sarah, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, I second what Helen said, but you know, I was put off going into the care, you know, the home sector when I qualified. No, don't do that, burn out. That very negative. It's always been this case that, you know, care homes are, you know, that's where you go to retire. You don't have your career in a care home. But absolutely, that's so negative, and we've got such complex care residents and residents that have such needs that these girls can give and enrich. And I know the 2 case studies they did to us today got so much out of their work with girls, as much as what the girls got out of that. And that is just that's exactly what we're here for, and that's exactly why we want more and more students, get them through and have that through students, and share the knowledge that we have. We have an amazing pot of knowledge here.
And I think one of the girls hit the nail on the head and said what she'd enjoyed was having the time. And you do get that in this sector much more than you probably do in for example, the NHS. And we also are very lucky to be very well resourced with equipment. I mean, Sue and Nina, you know, they will get everything we need. So there is so much to offer, to offer.
Yeah, that's great. That's lovely. Thank you. And key highlights for you both?
I think that the speed in which the girls became a member of the team. It was almost like they'd been here a couple of days, and it's like they'd never not been here. And they were just, you know, they were just a member of the team. And I think when they came into clinical governance, because we have a clinical governance meeting once a month, and they came into the clinical governance meeting not long after they started, and they contributed so much, probably more than some of the other staff in there, to be honest. They contributed so much that was worthwhile. And, you know, I just think the fact that they almost feel like they've always been here, really. And I think that's been a real joy, Lovely,
thank you. And you, Sarah?
I think my highlight was certainly their case presentations this morning. You know, it was the depth of knowledge, and that every one of us learned something. I think even Sue and Nina could say that, you know, they learned something from the 2 girls today. And, you know, certainly just being in that short period, they've got that much out of being here. It was just astronomical that, you know, they've managed to do what they needed to do and present it in a way that was, I mean, I was really impressed with them this morning. It was lovely to see the pinnacle of what they'd come and come to that standard. You know, it was, you know, they were really good. So that was nice. But yeah, we affectionately call them the twins. That's how they've settled in, and there's going to be a big hole when they leave.
Yeah, and I can remember contacting Sue halfway through, and she said our only problem's going to be when they leave, I think. Absolutely. From on all sides there. So it's just a reflection again of the commitment from both sides. Just as far as the process is concerned, have you felt supported in like from us as a placement expansion team and from the university? And
absolutely. I mean, I have to be perfectly honest with you in that the fabulous A team here did most of the work when it came to the setting up of everything. We kind of just went along for the ride, really. But obviously, we're excited to go down different avenues in the future where we'll be more involved in that. So they have been absolutely fabulous, and really only contacted or involved us if need to be. And I know, as Sue said, I can only echo that. They felt very supported. So now in turn, therefore, so did we. In that respect.
Yeah, that's great. And for you too, Sarah?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, and we do feel, you know, if we need something, we can contact you. You know, we feel that relationship with you. That if we do need you, you're there. So.
Lovely, that's great, because I know we're working on nursing students for you now. And with Plymouth University, so we're working with that too. So and so there'll be a lovely multidisciplinary opportunities there for students in the very near future now.
Very excited for that.
Yeah. That's lovely. And anything else you would like to add?
I'd just like to say thank you to the girls for, you know, their time here and for becoming part of the team so quickly for everything they've given to Green Tree Court, and I hope that they go away and share that with their colleagues as well, and to wish them both, you know, absolutely, I'm sure they're going to fly in their careers, and to wish them both every success in the future.
That's lovely. Yeah. And you, Sarah?
I just think, you know, any student that's offered a placement in a care home, don't listen to the, you know, the bad negative Nellies and things. Just go in with an open mind, an open heart, and, you know, your mind will be blown. You know, the extent of the knowledge out there, and that we are skilled, you know, and we can give those skills back to people, and, you know, just go out there with an open mind. But yeah, they've done amazing.
Thank you. That's just, it's just amazing and inspiring to listen to all of you, and I just want to say thank you very much, because it's, you know, you've taken the risk, if you like, and clearly it's paid off and there's been benefits all around, but an amazing service. Thank you very much to Jess and Rhian for being perfect students, because they clearly were, and but for all the support that OT team, management team, the whole of the home, I'm sure, have given to them. So thank you very much. Okay. Right, so I'd like to say thank you very much to Jen Rolfe for joining me today. Jen is the OT placement lead at Plymouth University, and we're going to have a short chat today about the recent OT student placement at Green Tree Court. So thank you for your time, Jen. Can you just give me a little bit of feedback from your perspective about the students and their placement at Green Tree Court?
Yes, absolutely. So two of our students, Rhian and Jess, had a placement recently with Green Tree Court. So they're a new setting to us that we haven't been involved with before. And well, from a university perspective, our approach with placements is a kind of a no news is good news approach, I would say. We have contact with the students during placement. They have a halfway tutorial, and they also have a linked lecturer visit from one of our teaching team. So they're supported during the placement from a kind of long arm perspective from the uni, but we generally just leave our educators and placement providers to it, and if there are any issues, we're alerted to them. So in this instance, we received nothing but positive feedback from the students. There were no issues at the halfway point, and our students have recently finished and submitted all of their paperwork and passed their placements. So from our perspective, really successful first placement with Green Tree Court.
Lovely, thank you. And you'll be using Green Tree in the future as well, I guess?
We would absolutely love to, yes. Yeah.
Lovely. Clearly, I'm working in the placement expansion team, and we've worked together to help set up this placement in Green Tree Court. If you could just give a little bit of feedback on how that process has gone for you as a university and in your department.
Absolutely, we're really pleased to have had involvement with the CPEP project. It's been really great for us to sort of explore areas of practice that we haven't perhaps been able to find ourselves. We're very limited in terms of our time when it comes to our own placement expansion, and we find placement capacity a real challenge across the southwest. So having the input from the CPEP project has been invaluable. You'll know from our discussions that one of our issues is always finding long arm supervisors. So with Green Tree Court, it was perfect because there were already occupational therapists working within that setting, which was absolutely fantastic. It meant that support was already there, and it was a service that we hadn't yet tapped into. And our care homes and primary care settings are areas where we're really keen to explore further. And I suppose at this point, as well as wanting to thank the CPEP project, who have been really proactive and really excellent in terms of communication and getting the site set up. The Nina and Sue, the educators, the OTs at Green Tree Court were absolutely fantastic, and they were so keen and sort of willing and ready to support our students, and that enthusiasm really came across from day one. So you know, from both sides, from Green Tree Court and from CPEP, everybody's been great, and it's been a really kind of the process has been relatively straightforward given the complexity of our capacity challenges.
Yeah, that's lovely. Thank you for that, Jen. And just to end on, really, any advice you might have about other care homes or perhaps primary care networks that employ their own OTs, and if they were interested in supporting your students in the future?
Well, I probably sound a bit biased, but I definitely say do it. Our experiences with new and emerging areas of practice generally have all been really, really positive. Our students are so keen to explore our emerging areas within occupational therapy, and there's a real focus now on primary care and care home settings, and our students are really want to be involved in sort of the implementation of OT within those settings. We offer a lot of support as a university to our new educators, to our new stakeholders, and whether you were to have a student that was thriving or a student that were having some issues, we're always there at the end of a phone or the end of an email to support you. We offer practice educator training to all of our new educators, and along with the CPEP project are very happy to support new areas of practice to host our students, and we would just love to hear from you, and I can assure you that the process would be a valuable one for any of our OTs wanting to support students.
That's lovely, Jen, and thank you very much for your time today and your support.
Thank you.
Thank you.